Choke.
Yeah, we're back, man. Right, Bside show.
Don't choke. He's out of quarantine now. I think we're gonna be okay.
Cough that way, bro.
No, cough that way. Cough that way. Hey, check it out, Grinch. What do you think about like the current state of hip hop, the way it is in general? Just your opinions on it, man. Sometimes from time to time, we just want to know.
The current state of hip hop. I mean, that's such a broad.
It is a broad. Yeah, it is. You can take it anywhere.
Yeah, man. The state of hip hop, in my opinion, nowadays really is back to the fucking listeners. You know, I see. You know, I hear all this. I hate to say it, but bullshit on the radio. No substance. You know. But then you hear soaps, you know what I mean? A lot of dope cats, and they got such big following for not being, you know, commercial or major, or whatever the fuck you want to call that shit. So, in my opinion, hip hop, true hip hop, is fucking a beautiful thing, man.
It's kind of going back. Well, this is my opinion. We talked about it before, but it's kind of going back to that where like you said, a group that might not be radio material. You know what they say is radio material, but they got a lot of following, and that's kind of like how when NWA, you know, and they started coming out.
Yeah,
I mean, they couldn't play that on the radio, but they had their own following. They still did. I think it was like 1 million or 2 million on the
huge shows and selling records out the trunk, and I mean doing it real big without, you know, the industry behind it or in the industry pushing it, you know, and it really is. I mean, there's a lot of big cats doing big things without, you know, heavy hitters or whatever behind them and shit, you know.
You know what I'm more concerned about, and I'm hoping it doesn't really fuck up, is the events and shows and festivals. For instance, Coachella, like it's just oversaturated with certain artists that I'm like, why are you on there? Thank you. Like Coachella to me was a festival where elaborate. It was
Go ahead, Mario. Mario feels like talking about this.
Yeah, you saw good bands, just up and coming bands, and it was just more. It was different.
And then hip hop or radio. It's almost the same as she's a clean hooker. That's as bad as it is. You know what I mean?
There you go, dude.
Just saying.
Hey, you know what though? At the end of the day, money's what makes the world go round. That's the reason why some of those big motherfucking names are on that shit, you know?
I still think Coachella could do just as good just without those headliners.
I agree.
Because it's Coachella, damn it. You know, but obviously, you know.
They don't feel the same way.
They don't feel the same way, but what am I to say? So.
Hey, for those that don't know too, the homie Grinch, what area you represent, and let them know real quick.
Oh man, I'm straight out of Orange County, dog.
That's
I don't
right.
really claim a city. I live in Anaheim. I've been there for a minute, but all of Orange County, that's my stomping grounds, man. Every city.
And how's the scene? We touched on this before when you were here, but how's the scene over there, hip hop wise? I know they got
you know what?
Malone's is always jumping off.
Malone's
in Santa Ana.
has blown up. You know, like 4 or 5 years ago, I'd say it was not too much, but lately it's been popping off a lot, man. We've been getting a lot of love. I mean, the Grove, you know, like he homie just said, Wu-Tang's gonna be there fucking day after tomorrow. The homie Speech Impediments, you know what I mean? They family, they opening up for those cats. So I mean, there's a lot of shit going on everywhere in Orange County, you know. So it's definitely popping.
That goes along with what we were saying about the involvement back to Out the Trunk and Independence, is that these little shows, well, so-called little shows, I like those kind of shows, but these shows at certain little spots, like in the hood, whatever, you know, like Airliner, different stuff like that. These are the ones that are really jumping off now. Like people want to get back to that, you know.
You know what? I think it's because, like I said, at a hip hop level, when you're a fan and you're that much closer, you know, and it's not so much of a Broadway performance, and you see a real artist giving you his artistry, you make that much more of a connection with that person and with the music and what the fuck you out there for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody ain't drinking champagne, huh? Super Mario, man. Sometimes we just gotta crack a brew or something, you know what I mean?
drink champagne.
Okay.
You can get that shit cheap at Walmart, man.
The one that just says champagne.
It just says sham.
Big old bottle like this.
Yeah, the big old bottle shit for like
It's not
$10.
It's not even glass. It's in a box with plastic.
You just pop it and shit.
Hey, what besides the new ones you were talking about with Medusa, Big to the Boy, what is your plan? You're gonna just start dropping kind of like singles?
Yeah, I'm gonna just be throwing some singles out for everybody to hear. Just been really working a lot on some new projects, man. I gotta give a couple shout outs to the homie DCP up from Oregon, man. He just shot me a super sick ass beat, a super sick producer up there. And another homie named, his name's Armin, but he got a little group called Natural Frequencies, Natty Freak. That's level 16, I'm gonna show you in a minute, but he's on some other shit, and he does like some kind of like drum and bass type crazy shit, and he gave me a little project too.
Super Mario heard it already.
Yeah, he was digging it too.
Yeah, he's already ready to play
It's
it.
just drums, man. It is simple as fuck. There's no melody, there's nothing. It's just drums.
I gotta get a copy. It's a cat.
Yeah.
That's some of the way the club jams are going right now, though. That's what it is, dog. You gotta move with it.
Hey, that's true though. You know what? Because just like what we do is the radio stuff, we've noticed that the electronic scene is now tapping into the whole market as far as like you hear the Power 106, 102.7, stuff like that. I mean, it's been like that before, the 90s. Remember when the house scene came into that, and you kind of heard a little bit of that, the hip-hop industry kind of tapping into, but now it's just way different. Like, MCs now are spitting on drum bass. Look at Kanye and Jay-Z's last album, for instance. A lot of it was like drum and bass and everything like that.
J. Cole, yeah.
J. Cole.
It's smart in a lot of ways, man. You're reaching out to audiences that you wouldn't have reached before. It shows versatility as an artist. It really is smart in so many ways if you're trying to do shit.
That, dude.
Yeah.
It's a whole different
I'll tell you what, man. I had fun writing to that shit at first. It took me a good, because I'm a hip hop cat. That's all I really listen to anyway these days. Back in the day when I was young, I used to listen to all kinds of shit, but I really keep my head in hip hop these days. But he gave me these. He's like, hey man, I really like your voice. I'm gonna throw you some shit right to it. And I was like, all right, cool, man, no worries. Took that shit. Mom was like, I was like, man, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this shit? But it was cool, man. It was a cool little project. I've showed I've only showed like 2 or 3 people the verse. Everybody's giving me love on it, so we'll see.
We got exclusive shit right here on the Bside.
Yeah. He might even get mad at me for doing it, for real.
Hopefully he's in the chat room. Hey, shouts out to the people in the chat room once again. Thank you guys. Mr. Dimido's back. What up, homie? Sophie, we see you. She's always tuned in, man. We're gonna get into. You want to lead into the next video?
Yeah, man. This next video, man. Love to the homie Bside, Ghost House Studios. Tonight's the Night Entertainment, man. Completely shot over there. Showed him mad love. It's Land of the Ock, featured my boy Insanity from I&I. Basically a little representation of where we're from. Land of the Ock, OC. You know what I mean?
All right, that's what it is, and we're gonna come back right after this video with the homie Grinch live performing that new track he was just talking about, man. Mario wants to hear this one, man. Let's go, B-side show.
Oh yeah.
You got the sound effects and everything.